What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the Traveling Trader. So you missed out on NIO again. Right around July 5th, I did a video on NIO talking about why I was buying more NIO at that time. It was a little over $9, and this week we hit all-time highs. So I'm gonna do a little bit of analysis on NIO, all to provide you with the answer of whether you should buy NIO now, and does NIO stock have more room to grow? We'll go over some of its numbers, its earnings, a couple of updates, and then I'll talk about the chart and tell you what my mid to long-term price targets are on NIO. If you get anything out of this video, go ahead and leave it a big fatty thumbs up. Leave it in the comment section below. Let me know if you bought NIO from the last video that you saw, and let us get right into it. All right, so NIO hit a stock price of just shy of $18 today. That puts its year-to-date increase of 344%, but its market cap is still around 20.5 billion. Now, that actually seems pretty small for a company that is poised to be one of the biggest EV manufacturers in China. And it has no shortage of competitors, don't get me wrong. But it is quickly cornering the high-end SUV market in China and has introduced an exciting feature called battery as a service. Now, essentially, NIO's cars will be equipped with swappable batteries. So for those that don't have time to sit at a charging station but need to fuel their cars, they will essentially be able to pay a subscription for this battery as a service and swap batteries. The cars will come with swappable batteries, and they could just pull up to a station, swap the old battery that needs charging for a new one. This will obviously come at a premium, but this is definitely a game changer, and so far puts it ahead of its competitors in China. Now, let's talk about NIO's earnings. NIO actually tripled its deliveries from the same time last year, and its vehicle margin actually turned positive with a vehicle margin of around 10% compared to negative 24% the same time last year. Now, probably the most important part of their earnings, their balance sheet. They definitely cleaned up their balance sheet. Operating cash flows for the quarter was positive for the first time ever. They also received a $1 billion funding deal. It closed the second quarter with $1.6 billion in cash. Now, they definitely have a lot of work to do, but that should tide them over and supply them with some cash to innovate. Now, I'm not comparing Tesla to NIO by any stretch of the imagination, as some people thought I was in the last NIO video that I did. And I'm pretty sure I made that clear. I'm not comparing the two. Just because they're both EV companies, that's a very lazy comparison to make. However, just for good measure, if I gave you $100 and asked you to tell me what year did Tesla report its first annual profit? A company that's been around for 10 years. A company whose stock price is trading at over $2,000. I bet you would not have guessed that Tesla's first year of profit was just last year. Again, I'm not comparing the two, but I'm just giving you a little bit of insight that companies need a lot of room to grow sometimes, especially in new sectors. Now, the first time I jumped in NIO was actually back in January 8th. I have the alert here in our trading group. And by the way, if you want access to our trading group where I send out all these trades, link is in the description. And you would have already been in NIO and caught the whatever 20% run up that it did today. All right, guys, so here's NIO's chart. And when I made the last video, like I said, it was July 5th. So NIO was actually trading at around, it closed that Friday at $9.38. And then the week after the video, you could see here, went up 60%, 59.7% on this candle here. This is now the weekly chart. And I was saying in that video that NIO basically has to break above this in order to start a new bullish rally. And it just so happened that it did it, you know, the week after the video was made. I'm not a fortune teller. I definitely didn't think it would happen that quick, but I don't try to time things. I just look at what the optimal levels are. So where can NIO go to? Right now, it closed at $17.84. And in my view, we can definitely get to at least $20, which is the 2 fib level in the short term. That would be another, let's see, that would be around another 13% from where we are today. Now, whether it happens tomorrow or it happens in 2 weeks, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a fortune teller. I have no interest in that. Now, that's in the midterm. In the long term, where can we get to? And if we take a look at NIO's financials, I think it'll give us a broader answer. All right, so here's NIO's financials looking at FinViz. I love this site, by the way. It's a free site. It does have a paid version, but there is a ton of free information before you have to pay. Now, like I said, it has a $20.6 billion market cap, which for an EV maker that's trying to be the premier company in China. That's what you want to see because there's a lot of room to grow. And if you look at NIO's chart, just, you know, without looking at the numbers, but just the shape of it, it looks almost exactly like Tesla's chart, which means that it is following Tesla's trajectory as a sympathy play, especially this year. But it's insane how similar they look in shape for this year. Now, if you look at its current ratio, this is its ability to cover liabilities. It's around 1.2. Tesla's is 1.2 as well. If you look at Tesla's earnings per share growth this year, it's at almost 15%, and earnings per share growth this year for NIO is 51%. So it is definitely still in the baby stages, but making great progress. If we look at CNN site, here they have a forecasting section, stock price forecast. It says the 15 analysts offering 12-month price forecast for NIO have a median target of 104.53 within 12 months, with the high estimate of 159 and a low estimate of 30. So estimates are all over the place, but the median estimate would be a 485% increase from where we are currently. And if that seems outrageous, both Tesla and NIO did something similar just this year. So even if we stick to the conservative number, the low number of $30, and we go back to NIO's chart, I mean, that represents from where we are currently, even if it gets to 30 this year, that would represent a 70 to 72% increase from where we are currently. Now, it doesn't mean we're gonna shoot straight up. Obviously, we could see a lot of price fluctuation, especially on something volatile, especially if the market pulls back a little bit. So this is long-term only. But if NIO continues its growth, continues to get funding, continues to generate cash, increase its sales, multiply its deliveries, then in my view, the market cap number is the one to focus on. This 20.6 billion market cap would seem really low. So in conclusion, in my view, I think long-term NIO has more room to grow from where it's currently at just under $18. In the short term, we could hit 20 bucks, my opinion only, and it's very plausible we hit $30 in the long term, but NIO does have some strong headwinds ahead of it. There are tons of competitors in the Chinese market, and it will need to keep raising cash and increase its sales. So it definitely is not a blue chip stock, and you should size accordingly in your portfolio. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave it a big fat thumbs up. If you want access to the trade alerts, link is in the description below, where I send out all of my trades, including NIO, Tesla, Microsoft, the whole gamut, every stock that you've ever heard me talk about on this channel, I sent out in the trade alerts. Leave a comment, let me know if you're already in NIO or if you have a plan of buying NIO in the future. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Stay safe out there, traders. Peace.